definitely not scared of anything here. I mean, I guess there's really nothing that's ever going to stop him from BKB running away.
Could get chain stun on top of arrow into sight. That's about all you're afraid of. Another tormentor. Another shard. Net worth lead swings towards Falcons for the first time in this game. That's kind of wild.
Other amp damage. Enigma Galaxy feels like they haven't gotten the better of power runes for a little bit, but they will get one on Sumail here. Him and Omar gonna lead the charge with the friendly shadow. We'll keep the lanes pushed in with these Radiant Illusions.
Just crossing the whole map. Kind of need this play to land. Committed so much for it.
You have a high ground ward plus entry here for Malrine Skeeter. They both make a quick retreat as soon as some heroes show up. This is the annoying part. For Enigma Galaxy against Falcons, they can be so elusive what they want to be. They understand the game they're playing right now, and it's a game of keep away.
They're just stalling out the timing. They're just slowly making this Necrophos net worth less and less impactful. Enigma need to find a way to speed this game up or force the fights. Roshan is one mechanism to do that.
You're about to hit pretty peak Necro. Level 25, overwhelming blink, just spamming out his Q. Enigma Galaxy, if they are struggling to find pickoffs, is there any point that you say, all right, screw it, let's just 5-man ball into a tier 2, force Falcons to try and fight us?
No way. Someone's just gonna get tossed.
Yeah.
They potentially have buybacks on that fight, full vision. They're not worried about the bounty hunter. You definitely don't force a fight on an objective that Falcons control. You can maybe force it on Roshan because then you can bring them into a more open area or into your wards or bounty hunter control. Play off of a pit blocking a staircase or something. That fight can get a lot more weird for Falcons. Going into one of the towers is complete suicide here.
There's the overwhelming blink for the Necro. But we also have a data list complete for Skeeter. So many of these cores are closing in on their 25s. There's multiple level 24s right now.
Falcons are finding a little more net worth on their cores, though. Big items on all their heroes. Overwhelming Blink Doom. Satanic going to be finished shortly for Malrine with his 25. And that Daedalus on the Tiny.
Will it make the difference?
He got the Flares Boda, too. So much damage on this hero.
Malrine trying to bait a little bit. Has a shield rune. Reaper's try and cut him down. It's not going to be quite enough. And the shield rune activates. Malrine's going to be good for now. Still poking at him. Divine's actually thinking about chasing, but the fight comes straight to Enigma Galaxy. A jump in from Skeeter. Finish off the bounty hunter while they're poking at him with the sniper, and those pokes hurt too. Skeeter even has to pop his BKB as he backs it out. They have to feed him a Lotus. They try and keep him alive right now with the Silver Edge. I think he might have made it. Avalanche toss back Malrine going after Omar. That might be a dieback for him.
Got the Doom
onto the sniper. If they can put damage on him, he might take out, but they can't do it. With the invincibility, he's able to get away. Crit pushed back into the pit. Very nicely done by Enigma Galaxy.
Jules on the Lena.
Out of the fight.
GH found him.
Managed to get the arrow. Big play from GH fighting the opening onto Malrine. If they can finish him off, it'll be a massive win, and they got him. Hunt him down. Snake King's up next. And Enigma Galaxy, the long fight, it draws out, and it's all to their favor.
The jumps were also a little disconnected for Falcons. The tiny jumps were good, but the Doom, he kind of had to back off, and then he went in on his own. Doom the sniper, which honestly is just not the target you want to Doom because he can survive that. They're going to play around him here, and the formation. Formation means everything for Enigma Galaxy in this game. Look at the space created for Lornov in this fight. They're nowhere close to dealing with him. He zones out Amar. Now he's going to zone out the Tiny. He's sitting under a gate in a pit. He has his two big boys running in front of him. And by the time you try and turn this fight and jump him off of a little overextension here, you do find him with the Doom, but everybody else got zoned off. You can't put any extra damage into him. Great positioning from Enigma Galaxy. Great find at the end by GH again. Enigma, they're pushing. Look, they're pushing deep.
Behind the tier 4, second run down. Oh, they get a more and crit.
Oh, they're crumbling.
Keep the numbers.
No pie.
Falcons have slipped up in a big, big way. Enigma Galaxy, one lane of barracks into 2. Are they just going to be able to close out the game right here? And
they might. The Sumail aggression.
A tier 2 remains in the bottom lane. Enigma Galaxy, they can't get Megas. So they will back out. Roshan's up after all. There's no reason to try and end it out here. They can play it safe. They can play it a bit more disciplined. They'll go back to the extra line.
What a read on that moment right there. To go for more right outside the fountain. So much can go wrong. But that man right there has never cared about getting close to the enemy fountain. Sumail has had many TI moments centered around that objective. Some of them have worked out, some haven't, but he has never grown fearful. And perhaps a moment in this game, in this series, the Galaxy, they will claim another Aegis with a banner. Only one lane remaining for Falcons.
Aegis now for Lorinov. Falcons have found no way, despite the net worth that they pulled back throughout some of this mid-game, despite them evening things out, they still have not found a solution. The item increase has not managed to get them through the formation that Nigma Galaxy have presented.
They need more ways to get around it or just punch through the front line. They're not doing either right now. They do have 25 on Tiny for double toss charge. They have 25 on Lena for the extra crit attacks. That is extra damage to punch through this front line. It's a lot to punch through. Potential buybacks as well. You have to worry about the Necrophos second life with the buy bots into the fight. Underlord second life with buy gate into the fight. Nigma Galaxy can just throw lives at a high ground to get through the big spells here like the Doom. You only have one Doom available.
Double Lincolns, Debai and GH both pick up a Lincolns in this window. Off for the one team fight into more pickoffs into lanes of barracks. That flush gold
And a bar.
Lincolns that can protect Sumail.
He didn't go Ags on this dude. He went to Overwhelming Blink. He might regret that now. There's also that Hex completed on the bounty. You really have to watch the jumps with the Tiny in particular. If you go in, you don't BKB, you get Hex, that can be the fight.
He also doesn't have a neutral creep that would give him a way to break through lane. He got Hex, and now Legend instant Hex, and now the Tiny's dead.
Those have buy.
A buyback, but Nigma Galaxy have used very little for this. A Reaper's Sight, that's good enough. Lorinov is still plinking away at this tier 3, putting the pressure on Falcons.
What are you gonna do?
Gotta come up with a solution fast. They managed to find an LSA, and that arrow burned through the sniper here. Malrine had to pop his BKB to come in. Can he go around for a second life here? But they didn't get the BKB. Cut through, try and get through these Lincolns, and they've got the final hits coming in. Lorinov does die. Now Skeeter marches forward. Now they've got the Lincolns. Oh boy! They just get slaughtered. Oh, Nigma Galaxy, the high ground becomes their nemesis once again.
They needed to get that sniper back a little further or have someone go in, check some of the blink daggers. He did not get BKB off on the respawn and just got annihilated. That Skeeter buyback did work. He just laid into them on the clump. The second the sniper's gone, there's no hope of you winning that fight. But there's no way of getting out.
Close to just being able to close out this game. One fight, one hold from Falcons, and they still have a chance in this now.
See, everybody's behind his positioning here. Like, you either have to run in and try and debilitate some of the damage that's going to come out, or be confident that he's getting BKB and you're going to be able to reset. And that is just worst case scenario. I mean, that's an incredibly brutal way for that fight to go, that you all get clumped and annihilated from the AoE cleave.
They are dead for so long that Falcons are going to get a ton off the map.
The gold swing is insane in this game. The last few minutes.
How much will this change? Like, it's going to be more items for Falcons, but Falcons have still struggled even with the items presented to them. They might even get a lane of barracks here, but
Might get a couple.
That evens things out to what Nigma Galaxy kind of already had.
Got the Satanic on the Lena. That's pretty big here. It'll get a bar to Ags, which is also pretty big. They had a nice timing where they had these Lincolns and Lotus and he didn't have Ags. Now he's going to have that. That kind of removes some net worth from their side, adds a lot to Falcons. If he can just blink in there with this overwhelming Blink Shiva's AoE Doom, and Nigma can't really get away from it because you're slowed, it's going to be a big problem.
That's so funny. They invested so much to counter this Doom, and there was one window where the Doom should have been ineffective.
They had an opportunity there.
And now an Aghanim Scepter to be done for Amar, so he doesn't care about those Lincolns.
That's one of those high grounds that it could decide a lot in this series, in this tournament.
They hunt Nigma Galaxy and their fans' dreams to come, but there's still an advantage. They still have
For sure.
a setup that has been hard for Falcons to crack. That was really the only time, and it was simply because, I mean, a lot of it was based off of the fact they were sitting on a high ground situation.
For sure. Going high ground is the hardest thing for Nico in this game with the sniper in terms of that positioning. There's a lot of ways to backstab the formation, abuse buybacks. You gotta remember, Skeeter had to buy for that fight too. Insta died on the blink into the Hex, just didn't expect it. Gotta be more disciplined next time. Gonna think about it for sure. Lina doing Lina things though. Really scary hero. No Silver Edge, no Blink, no Ags for Maureen does really hurt his gap close mechanisms. However, he just stands there and right clicks them.
Yeah, he's trying to outsnipe snipe.
Yeah, he's incredibly tanky. Very hard to bring down. It was like almost a 20k gold swing off of that one high ground.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Double gems on Falcons, so Omar's going to have to be real careful when he's trying to be out on the map and trying to scout what Falcons are up to.
I still think buybacks for the Galaxy are huge in this game. Just being able to go and take a fight that Doom or Lina kill somebody and you can buy back and still win the overall engagement.
But I mean, I feel like it
Real
takes an
careful
extreme level of confidence to utilize buybacks when you're pushing into the enemy.
Okay, that situation is also very difficult to do it, I agree. Something around a Roshan pit or something though. A lot of games of Dota end outside of someone's base. You just win that fight, they feel they have to commit. Game is going the distance though. Both high grounds are tough to break when you have these really long-range turret heroes.
Scotty being built up for the sniper, which will be, make this hero even tankier, will be rather debilitating for any of these heroes trying to close the gap. Is extra effective against range heroes.
Got a shrapnel talent too.
Yeah,
There's a lot of extra just vision control in the team fight.
Scotty being built
Nice
up
talent.
for the sniper. It will be
He's slow though.
rather
The sniper is not very mobile. Another reason the formation matters so much.
So we had this bug not too long ago where the Daedalus and the crit damage made its talent kind of messed things up.
It's fine now. So these Daedaluses are gonna hit real hard.
We have this
Still a
bug not
tiny
too long ago
buyback
where the
cooldown for 3
Daedalus
minutes here. If
and
you don't want to
the
try and
crit
do something
damage.
with it, it's just tough with Roche is not available. You're not just gonna force high ground, it's insane. Maybe you get a fast Roche spawn though. And I think Falcons are going to be tentative to contest that without 2 lives on the Tiny.
Certainly be the most ideal scenario, but maybe it's possible something just kind of shows up. They can find a pickoff somewhere here. It's fishing arrows, perhaps.
I also think the Murata 25 is huge. It's a really impressive talent. The triple arrow. They got 25 on the Underlord for the extra hit route. Took that over the DPS, which I think is fine this game. I don't think the DPS matters too much. Probably not landing it anyway.
Yeah, like, these pits are going to be effective at some point. The fight is not going to last just 7 seconds. It's not going to be just a BKB duration. At least that's
Sniper
what
gets
Nick
jumped.
Galaxy are hoping.
It's all in the sniper. He gets jumped, the fight's over.
Anyway,
Get him on the pit.
like these
X,
hits
follow-up
are
sight.
going to be effective.
Mar in big
Fight
trouble,
is not
activate the
going to
BKB.
last just 7
Start making his way away. They've got a track on him still. They're putting damage on him. He can't blink away. Got him in a pit once again. Jamel's got blink out. Hit him with the Reaper Sight to the end of the stage. They've got nothing.
I thought you were maybe overextending on that chase, but you're able to connect the Necrophos.
That was a
Big
ton of
kill.
gold, too. 7
Yes.
115 gold for that kill.
Right as this Roche spawns, however, it's a long spawn.
That is unfortunate for Enigma Galaxy. They do have control of this amp damage, so they can kind of hold it and have it if they really want. It's just Nornoff's just going to instantly activate it. His Scotty, you can almost buy that out right now.
I'm going to look for something here. Use this Bounty Hunter shard to give an extra Shadow Blade to the Sniper. Pretty nice
So they
for
can
him
kind
to
of hold
engage.
it.
Might try and surprise Falcons on their high ground.
Maybe some aggression.
Just getting
Kinda
into
like
Team is so aggressive when they're confident. I wouldn't be surprised if Sumail just blinks in here or something. It's anything's on the table.
Enigma Galaxy, this could be their finest moment, or it could be another throw on a high ground. They will retreat. They don't see the opportunity. Falcons doesn't give it to them. They smoked up on behind their tier 4s. They really made the read. Enigma Galaxy was trying something there.
You got to play for Roche here. You got to be disciplined. I'm sure somewhere in the back, Roki was sweating right there. Please, guys. Please don't.
9,000 gold on Samael. He's thinking about buying out a full Wind Waker.
I do think Wind Waker is your best tool in this situation to try and get away from the Doom. He's almost too rich for his own good, though. And we have 10 buybacks available in this game. Outpost control is available for Enigma Galaxy. That's a big deal here for this Roshan. Gotta hold the skill.
Try and get away from the Doom.
10 buyback fight, though.
Rich versus
Only got the one Doom.
10 buybacks available.
I think this is where
Go for this one.
this is in theory where Underlord shines. These super laking team fights where you have multiple lives on everybody, that you know the fight's going to be super long. The second time they go in with lives, they don't have BKBs.
They made the scan. They know what's going on. They're going to run right into the Falcons. Omar, he's almost immediately going to be popped. They actually do go for the AoE Doom. The Reaper side cut down crit at the same time. But
Reaper has position.
A little free fight right now. Malrain's going to try and challenge him. He's going to force that forward. And Lordo's losing that fight. He's making a run for it. The shots are coming in from Malrain. Whatever. They got him. Not a quick to finish him off.
Has to buy.
Does the damage. He's going to have to buy for this one. And they can gate in potentially. Malrain surrounded by too many heroes. He's not making it out of here. He delivers what damage he can, hopes to kill Omar, will not have enough for it. Will he buy back to try and play for this Roshan? Skeeter trying to get away with the harpoon. He gets out. Samael with a chase. A friendly toss from Skeeter trying to get Snake King out of here. Snake King once again tossed over by Skeeter before he blinks away. They got Snake King out. They kept some heroes alive. They got buybacks out of some of Enigma Galaxy. But Enigma Galaxy have control of the pit. They will take this Roshan.
Lornoff canceled his TP. Did not like the position he was going to end up being on the outpost. I think it was a wise call, but it did mean he had to walk out from base. Still, if he gets Aegis here, Enigma Galaxy are okay with this exchange. They did get double support buyback that's influential here. You get to give a second life to your sniper. I mean, that's the power of Lina. If he can man fight the sniper, you win that man fight.
Roshan is trying to get to the other
Got
side
yeeted.
right now, and he's running real fast. They do not let this get away, fortunately. The pit will hold them back. They'll get all the items.
Okay.
Because if Roshan managed to make a sprint for the other side, Falcons was lying in wait.
These are big items. You needed second life on the buyback for the sniper. The banner, you need to go high ground. And Refresher Shard. Pretty tempting to leave it for Sumail here for double Reaper. It's solid on Underlord as well. There's good arguments for both. Just depends how you think the fight's going to play out, but I see Sumail keeping this.
Finally, the Scotty is done there for Lorna. He had to hold on for a buyback earlier.
And we saw that Wind Waker for snaking, a huge item in this game in terms of dodging the Reaper sights. The sights have been a problem. They don't have a hard save for them.
Okay. Well, you got the extra life on the sniper, but are you willing to use it when that sniper doesn't have buyback? If they go high ground, he dies twice. It feels like Enigma Galaxy will lose the game off of that.
Look at this smoke. Proactive from Falcons. They're not going to wait on the high ground. They're going to try and catch Enigma Galaxy off guard. Not expecting
Right
this.
now, trying to get a pick off. Oh, but he got caught by the avalanche. They toss him up in the air midway through the lead. They got the pick. Not a huge one. Not something that necessarily will change anything about the state of the game.
It's just going to cause Enigma to wait another minute and a half here before doing anything. R did finish Refresher as well, so that's a big deal. Now those long fights look a little better for Falcons with double Doom capability. He can pop one early, run somebody down. Maybe you kill the Necrophos, he buys back. You still have a Doom waiting for him again. That can be pretty brutal to play into here.
Finish Refresher as well, so
and of course, 60-minute items. Only a couple minutes away here. You think you have the stronger role potential, and wait for it.
Avery, if you're Enigma Galaxy right now,
I don't want to be Enigma Galaxy. That is an incredibly stressful situation.
you go high ground with the Aegis, no buyback. Because it is almost 5 minutes with that. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting the Aegis. Do you want a total reset here? You feel better for that?
I think if Enigma Galaxy go high ground now, it will not end well. I think triple core buyback being available with Tiny Toss and Double Doom defending that position with vision advantage, I think you can kill the sniper twice, and I think that's all they need. I think it's too scary. I think the way you win this game is taking a fight outside of Falcon's base and getting core buybacks. Once core buybacks are down, then you can go for that high ground.
Which is why it was so crucial that Falcons, in that fight, only had to use support buyback.
Yes. I don't think the support buybacks are enough. They don't matter, because the two supports don't have to initiate or do anything. They're just going to sit in the back. Need to find them outside the base. This kind of situation can be
multiple heroes.
very good.
First have to get away. Jump onto the Tiny. Let's go the AoE Doom. That's blocking down the
arrow. Landed.
Throw onto the Doom. They do have a Wind Waker. Try and help him out. The Untis protecting Sumail for now. And Amar just locked in place. Has to pop his BKB and make
The assassinate.
He didn't see that arrow coming. Meanwhile, the assassinate.
Got canceled.
Sumail, he jumped toward him. He an avalanche from Skeeter, but he can't get away. Sumail cuts him down. The pin almost catching the Doom, but Amar, he gets away.
The Tiny just got melted by the Necrophos. What a clutch arrow. Stun the Doom, full duration. He's getting pelted down. Has to bail on that fight. About to be assassinated, LSA come in and canceled it.
They do have that refresher on Amar. They do have a buyback.
Look at the blink.
Look at Sumail just straight to the high ground. They have the sacrifice initiation. Forced down, trying to get Malrine away. He pops his Satanic. That's Wind Waker. Wind Waker to keep him alive. They Satanic him to get him in. He heals the Scotty. Slow down. Another force down, trying to get him out. Out. Malrine running. He's back to the fountain. He's good for now. Staking. Those are gonna die.
The blink cancel.
Amar.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Up in with the AoE Doom. Lornoff stops him in his tracks. Malrine tries to stop him. Teleporting right on top of him. Another sacrifice. Another initiation. More damage flowing in. Lornoff standing his ground. Malrine, Amar, they're pushed all the way back. Amar got his initiation in. Alongside Skeeter. Malrine, he goes down. They have to do everything to try and kill Lornoff, but they can't.
It's over.
It's over. It's all over. Enigma Galaxy. They managed to get the victory over Falcons and will stay in the upper bracket.
What a win for this team. Pushing it to the exact 60-minute mark. They were not going to wait for neutral items in this one. They were not going to wait for some sort of buyback opportunity. They got the fight outside the pace. A single moment in this game where you get a chance to catch Falcons off guard. They take it and they just jam it all the way to the throne. The aggression. We've talked about it time and time again. How many times has it backfired for this squad? And when they needed it to go right, the most, perhaps the biggest series in this team's history, Sumail just blinks to the high ground. The quintessential play for this man. And it works out because you have Warnoff to give you that scale, give you that edge in the late game fights. What a series, what a game 3. And what an upset probably for a lot of people out there. Doubting this Enigma Galaxy squad. Are they real? Are they a fluke? How good is this team really?
Groups, right? Oh, okay, you beat Spirit, but everything else was kind of fake.
Yeah,
They didn't play up against the best teams.
Yeah.
Well, they just managed to
Dia
beat
di upper
Falcons
bracket.
on the main stage. They will stay in the upper bracket. Comes back to some of that experience, right?
Kenapa?
GH, Sumail.
What a
If
series.
Enigma Galaxy had lost this, right? They go down to the lower
Udah
bracket.
3 kali main.
Maybe they lose that one there. And that would have been an all
YouTube itu YouTube. Suaraku kerekam ke YouTube.
Oh iya, jadi 2 kali ya. Nih. Ini 2, 3.
the moves towards the end that were necessary for them to be able to get the victory. A
Kurokinya.
crazy game 3 for Enigma Galaxy. They get it. Let's go to the stage with the bye.
Loh, yang di interview dia.
欢呼声送给 Enigma Galaxy。哇，我知道这场比赛其实已经进行的比较晚了，但是现场还有很多在坚守的粉丝们，让我们来一起问问他关于这场比赛的一些问题吧。这是我的搭档苏纳米。
Divide, I know all across the world, every Enigma Galaxy fan saw you guys going for high ground, getting 5 hero wiped, and immediately was like, oh no, not again. I want to know what was going through your mind as you recovered after that.
我相信观看上一场比赛的朋友们一定记得他们在后期要上高的那一波被5人团灭，所有在全世界正在观看尼格玛的粉丝们一定都为他们感觉担心，非常的担心呢。想问一下他自己是怎么看待那场团灭的这个上高时代呢？
Panjang banget.
To be honest, we didn't even flinch. We just said we have tier 2 Rex, we have 2 glyphs. Don't worry, they could take 1 Rex. We didn't care.
Kayak mau nangis sih dia.
说实话，其实我们都没有一点动摇，我们觉得我们已经破了他们2路了，让我们就算被他们反破1路又怎么样呢？我们不是很在乎啊。
I guess that kind of answers my second question because I know that this is your first time making it to TI playoffs. Last time, your run was actually interrupted by your teammate, Lornoff, on Aurora, ended that top 8 run in 2024. What's it like finally being able to be in the booth, on the stage, in this arena in Shanghai?
这是 Divide 他本人在 TI 淘汰赛舞台上的第一个比赛。他之前在2024年，就差一点点就能够突破小组赛了，可是被他的队友 Lornoff 给挡住了。他当时所在的 Aurora 反而是赢得了他们进入了淘汰赛。所以想问一下，他跟 Lornoff 做队友一起来打 TI 是什么样的感受？
It's great. The stage, the booths, it's all very, very special. And I'm just around here trying to enjoy it. I'm happy my first year was on the main stage was a win.
一切都感觉非常好，我感觉一切都很特殊，我的队友们也很好，我在这里就是尽情享受比赛，享受这里，我感觉这个舞台也很棒。
My last question, we've seen you around the hotel. We saw that you brought your daughter with you. Years from now, when maybe she's a teenager and she's like, oh, my dad's so uncool. I was wondering, do you have a message for her in the future that you'd like to share?
Divide 这一次来参加比赛，也是携带了他的家属，包括他的小女儿。虽然他的女儿现在可能不知道爸爸在干什么，但是从那边想问他，几年之后，当他的女儿可能在青春期的时候，觉得哦，我的爸爸一点都不酷，然后他有没有什么信息，有没有什么话想要留给女儿？这个时候可以播放出来给他看的呢？
I would tell you, try and be happy, follow your dreams. It worked for your dad, so maybe it'll work for you.
我会跟他说，尽量保持开心，追逐你的梦想。对于我来说，这一切我实现了，它对我来说是有效的。我希望对你来说也是。好的，让我们最后把掌声送给 Divide， 也是感谢他们为我们带来这样精彩的比赛。Thank you。
Such a beautiful and sweet message there from Divide. And just a phenomenal game number 3 from Nigma Galaxy, keeping their cool like that. Of course, every Nigma Galaxy fan out there, definitely their hearts at least dropped, even if Nigma didn't.